Hello, ladies. Hi. This is Linda Terjesen. My company is LTLTE. It stands for Learn to Love to Exercise. Learn to Love to Exercise. Let me know where you are watching from today. And I know there is something different about doing the live on the computer. So I want to make sure that I can see your comments. So please say hello and let me know if you can hear me and if you can see me and all of that. And I appreciate you joining. What I want to talk about today on this fine Wednesday, because I know everybody's kind of anxious around this time, but what I want to talk about is the power of consistency, because that is what a lot of people struggle with. I think I have a cat here in my eye, so excuse me for a moment, but please say something so that I can see if I'm actually live and if I can see your comments. Because last week when I did this, I wasn't able to see any comments. So I have my phone here at the same time. And I'm going to try to watch myself on there so that I can make sure that I can see you. So again, please say hi so that I know that you can hear me and I can try to see your comments on my phone. All right, so I want to talk about 5 steps to consistency. And if you struggle with consistency, please put the word struggle in the comments. Put the word struggle there so that I know that you're struggling with it. Ooh, I got it. It was a cat hair. And I am able to serve you better on this training. All right. And what I want to say before I forget is I am doing a free workshop tonight, 5:30 p.m. Pacific time. The link should be in the description. So if you want to join, I'm going to talk about how you can eat more and lose weight and not rely on a bunch of supplements, but real food. So would love to have you there as well. All right, let's jump into it. And I want to start with a quote from John Maxwell, where he says, small disciplines repeated with consistency, that's the magic word, every day lead to great achievements gained slowly over time. So what does that mean exactly? And I would love to know, what does it mean to you? All right. Small disciplines, so meaning you don't have to start big. You don't have to start with these huge unrealistic goals, but instead you want to start with something small that is realistic, but you want it to be specific. But if it's small, you're more likely to meet it. And if you meet it, you're going to be able to create some momentum. You'll have some success. You'll feel better and you'll keep after it more. So small disciplines repeated with consistency. Now I know the clients that come to me, mainly middle-aged ladies. And also I did a poll in here last Friday asking what do you struggle with the most when it comes to your health and your body. And I put several words in there. And one of the words was consistency. And that is what the ladies said they struggle with the most. Again, if you can hear me, please say hi so that I can try to look at the comments on my phone, because it's not for some reason working on my laptop. But I want to make sure I'm not talking to myself. And I want it to be interactive because then I can help you better. If you struggle with consistency, just put the word struggle in the comments. All right. So again, the message that John Maxwell has with small disciplines repeated with consistency every day. So meaning we need to do it every day or very often, because if we don't, then we're not going to be consistent, right? So think about brushing your teeth. It's something you do every day. You are consistent with brushing your teeth, I hope. If you brush your teeth consistently every day, put teeth in the comments. Put teeth in the comments. All right. Leading to great achievements, meaning it leads to success. And that success is gained slowly over time, meaning you can be successful, but being consistent and doing something slowly over time, excuse me, then you are going to stick with it because it's over time. It's not just over a short period of time, it's over a longer period of time. And always remember, whatever your goals you're working on, I'm talking here specifically about health and fitness, but it can relate, of course, to your business as well. When you are consistent, think about, it's not a race. If you're just starting out in your business, you're not going to get from here to there like right away. It takes time. If you're working on losing weight, if you're working on gaining muscle, toning, if you're working on growing your bank account, it's likely not going to happen right away overnight unless you win the lottery, right? Has anyone here ever won the lottery? Has anyone ever played the lottery? I have played, but I have never won. So start small, because like I say to my clients, even baby steps lead to bigger steps. So it's totally fine to start small. Think about if you are going to increase the amount of vegetables that you eat. You're not going to go from eating no vegetables to all of a sudden eating one plateful of only vegetables, right? Does that make sense? So what you want to do is you want to increase it slowly, little by little. And the more you do that, you're going to build the momentum. And consistency can be learned. And I encourage you all to say, and let's all write it here in the comments so I can make sure that you're here with me. I am consistent. Let's write that in the comments, all of you who are listening, because the more you say that to yourself, then it gets into the mind, and the more it gets into the mind and it gets repeated over and over again, you are more likely to think and feel like a consistent person versus one that is not. Does that make sense to everyone? So next, I want to get into consistency. I want to talk about 5 different points here. First one is forming a habit. So throw any kind of habit into the comment. So for example, a habit I have is exercise. So you go ahead and write one into the comments so I can see. Mine is exercise. That's a daily habit of mine. So I have the habit. Secondly, with the habit, I'm going to develop a routine. So again, throw into the comments a routine that you have. So with me, although I have a habit of exercising, I also have an exercise routine. I have a strategy. In other words, I know what to do when I go to the gym. I know what to do if I want to go for a walk. I know where to go, how far to walk, and all of that. So I have a strategy, which is super, super important. Because if we don't have a strategy, if we don't have that routine, then we're just going to wing it. And with winging it, guess what? We're not consistent. So number 3 is to build momentum. Build momentum. Now, think to yourself and let me know if you have ever had momentum with something. So for me, when I exercise and I have that exercise routine, the more I go, I am building momentum. The stronger I get, the better I feel, the more energy I have. So I'm building that momentum constantly. Does that make sense, you all? Let me know. And then number 4 is the more you build that momentum, it keeps you motivated and it also keeps you accountable to yourself. Now, important to note is motivation is fleeting. Motivation is something that's just there in the moment. We may not always be motivated. And I always tell my lady clients, I say, if you're not motivated to exercise, think about the feeling, how great you are going to feel after you have exercised. And that is what's going to keep you motivated to keep on exercising. Let me know if you're hearing me and if you can resonate with what I'm saying. And then lastly, number 5 is as you have the habit, as you have the routine, as you're building the momentum, and you have the motivation and you're accountable to yourself, because even though it's nice to have an accountability partner, it's nice to have a coach, also a couch, It's nice to have all that, and it's extremely helpful. We also want to have some self accountability because, say, you have a trainer at the gym and you're going to meet that trainer at the gym. The trainer is not going to come and pick you up, most likely. So you have to have some accountability to yourself to actually get to where the trainer is, right? All right. So next, I'm not seeing any comments come through here. I'm not sure if there's something wrong, but please say hello, and then I can see if it's working. All right. So with those 5 things, what I want to talk about, consistency leads to the habit. And when you are consistent, you behave the same. There's no surprises. People know that you're a consistent person. They know that they can rely on you because you're the same. There's no surprises. And habits is what forms the actions that we do every day. I just want to dive a little bit deeper into my 5 points before I go into how to build consistency. But habits is what we do every day, and those come into routines. So think of, for example, making your bed every morning, if that is something that you practice. For me, it is. Eating breakfast every morning. Maybe you don't eat breakfast, maybe you're fasting, so maybe you're eating lunch every day. And you have a certain time or time frame that you eat lunch with. All right, so that's like a routine that you have. Maybe you're working Monday through Friday. Again, that's a routine that you have. And all of this. So think about, what's forming your habits and the actions that you're taking from those habits. And those actions in turn is what is going to create success. If you want success, drop success in the comments. Say, I am successful. The more you use the I am statement, the greater it sinks into your mind, and the more likely you are of actually becoming what you say that I am. So let's all write I am something in the comments. I am consistent. I'm successful. I am free. I'm independent. I am rich. It could be a lot of different things, right? So when you have the action and it leads to success, if you keep building on that success, then you're likely to set bigger goals for yourself. It's always great to start with a small goal. And then as you achieve that goal, then you keep building on the goal. Like I talked about with the vegetables, set yourself a small goal to eat 1 vegetable with each meal. And then as that becomes easier, then you add to it. Maybe you eat 2 different kinds of vegetables with each meal. So you're adding to it as you are building success, as you're building momentum. And an important thing is keep engaging in these habits, in these routines without getting distracted. And that is something that's hard to do right now, especially today, especially this year with everything that's been going on. We've been getting very distracted, and there's a lot of technology out there to really help pull us away from everything. So the more you can focus, the more consistent you are going to stay. But when you set yourself a habit or a goal that you want to work on, make that a non-negotiable for you. Keep after it and don't let yourself down. Don't think about letting other people down, but think about staying true to yourself, voting for yourself. Say, I vote for me. Say, I vote for me in the comments. And what is with that, what is a non-negotiable that you have for yourself? Please share. For me, it's exercise. I'm very consistent. I'm very dedicated to my daily workout routine. And I don't let anything stand in the way of me working out. I may not always go to the same place or do the same thing, but I'm very consistent. And that, my friends, is what is going to make you successful as well. So, as I talked about the motivation before, it is fleeting. It is something that's in the moment. Don't rely on motivation to keep you going. Rely on your feelings and rely on how you want to feel afterwards, because that is what will keep you going in the long run. Because there's always going to be stuff that pops up. We're not always going to feel motivated. There's things that's going to pull us in different directions. But if we stick with it and we say, this is a non-negotiable because I really, really want to feel great, and I know I'm going to feel so much better when I go for a walk, that I'm going to complete this walk, then what is great is that you will stick with it. And when you stick with it, you're going to be more consistent. So I'm going to go into the 5 points on how to build consistency. Drop a 1 if you want to hear number 1, and keep dropping number 1 to number 5 so I can go through these points. And again, if you're just joining me, I have a free workshop tonight, 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, on how to lose weight while you are eating more food and not relying on supplements. So if that's something that interests you, the link is up above. So go ahead and click that link. It'll be a Zoom at 5:30, and it'll last for approximately an hour. All right. And there's also the option, of course, to get into my free Facebook group. Say that 5 times really fast. The free Facebook group, I provide daily value, tips, inspiration. I have different guides in there. So it's a great place to be. And it's mainly ladies, but there are some men in there as well. But my ideal client is middle-aged women, although I have a couple younger ones and a couple of older ones. But anyway, drop a number 1 if you want to hear the 5 tips on how to build consistency. Drop a number 1. Number 1 to number 5, let's get those dropped in there. All right. Number 1 is to know your weakness. Know your weakness. What does this mean? So for example, for me, I love potato chips. Love it. I love a lot of different chips, but potato chips, they have to be certain ones. I don't like all of them, but I like a majority of them. And if they're the ones that I really, really like, I am just going to eat the whole bag because they are so yummy to me. Hey, Sophie, thanks for putting a number 1. So drop a number 2 if you want to go over to number 2, and I will keep going through the 5 points here. So knowing your weakness. So for me, I know my weakness is potato chips. I don't want to keep them in the house because if they're in the house, I'm going to want to eat them. And if I start eating them and I feel, oh, they're so yummy, and I say to myself, they're so yummy, I'm going to keep eating them and I'm going to finish the whole bag. That's going to result in me not feeling so good afterwards, not in my head or in my body, especially my stomach. I'll probably have a stomach ache and I'll probably be mad at myself. So what is a food for you that's kind of a trigger, that's a weakness that you love, and if you have it around, you know you're going to eat more of? Drop that food in the comments. For me, it's potato chips. So number 1, know your weakness. Let's get number 2 going all the way to number 5. Number 2 is to remove temptations. So back to the potato chips, I need to remove the potato chips from my pantry because if I have it there again, I will eat it. So number 2, I'm removing that temptation of the potato chips. Drop a number 3 all the way to number 5 for the rest of the tips. All right. Moving on, number 3 is to keep it simple. What does that mean? Keeping it simple is what's going to help you. It's going to avoid any overwhelm, and it's going to help you get successful, and it's going to help you build momentum. So just keeping it simple, whether it's in business or in health, don't focus on too many things or too large of a thing, but just smaller things. Okay? And then number 4 is to create a plan to execute. Now, when I say create a plan, I'm talking about a plan for you, not for someone else, not for your husband, not for your boyfriend, not for your kid. A plan for you, because this is all about you. So creating a plan for you and then working on that plan. working on the plan. But we need to have a plan, because if we don't have a plan in place, again, we're going to be all over the place. We're going to go here, we're going to go there. We're not going to be focused. And if we're not focused, we're not consistent, right? So with number 4, with having a plan, next, it's important to have a backup plan. It's important to have a backup plan, because sometimes the plans don't work just the way we design them or the way we expect them to. Something will come and come in the way. So it's important if you have a backup plan, because then you have something else, something to fall back on, something else that could help you. And, whatever goal that you have, so say that you have a goal of, not eating the potato chips, and you have taken everything out of the house, and you say, okay, my plan at night, instead of sitting by the TV and eating chips, I'm going to read. Well, then say that your husband or your boyfriend or whatever it is turns on the TV and they're sitting there. Then you say, okay, well, maybe I can sit there with them, but instead of me wanting to eat the chips, and maybe your partner says, oh, I'll go get some chips, say, no, let's make some popcorn instead. Just air pop popcorn and have something else. So having something to fall back on is very important, because we all know that life is not just black and white, right? There's a lot of things in between. There's a lot of things that pop up. So we need to be true to ourselves and know that it's okay to have a backup plan. Let me know if these tips here, if they were helpful for you. And what I want to say is, again, the workshop tonight, 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's about 5 steps to dropping body weight, burning belly fat, while you're eating real food and not relying on a bunch of supplements. So I'm going to talk about 5 different steps, which if you are struggling to lose weight or drop body fat or reduce your belly fat, this is a great place for you. So hit the link up above in the description and register there. It's going to be a Zoom, of course, and it'll last about an hour tonight. And then next, I have my free Facebook group, LTLTE Health and Fitness Group. I have some different guides in there for working out. And also that's a place where I provide daily tips and value and inspiration around health and fitness, because we need things to keep us going, right? And then lastly, if you need some help, if you feel that you're stuck, you have the option also to go to my Calendly and book a call, and we'll just get on a 20-minute free fitness breakthrough call to see if and how I can help you with what you're struggling with. And again, lots of ladies have said that they struggle with consistency, so that's why I wanted to focus on this today. And if you did react to my poll and you chose consistency as what you struggle with the most, then I have tried to tag you in this so that you can come and watch it, whether you are live or on the replay. If you're watching the replay, please do the hashtag replay. And again, I love to know where you are watching from. So if you could drop your city, your state, your country, something, that would be great. I'm in Dana Point, Southern California, and I love to travel. And I've traveled a lot of my life. I've lived in different countries. I grew up in a different country. And to me, it's just super fun to know where people are located at. So please drop a comment as to where you are watching from. And any questions about anything that I covered on this live, if I'll wait on here a couple of minutes to see if any comments come through. And again, I'm having trouble seeing some of the comments on the laptop, but let me know even after the fact if there's any questions, if it was helpful, and anything that you would like for me to cover in the future when it comes to health, when it comes to fitness, when it comes to mindset stuff, because that's what I specialize in. My clients, all my middle-aged female clients that I work with them on mindset activities, because everything starts in the head. And I'm a certified nutritionist, so I focus on educating my clients on real food so that it's going to be sustainable. And in 1 week from today, I'm going to be 53 years young, so I'm relatable to a lot of my female clients that are middle aged because I've been there. I've gone through peri or premenopause, I'm in menopause, and I've struggled with weight before myself. So I can relate, and they can, more importantly, relate to me. So that's super important. And then just knowing that what I work with my clients on is a lifestyle adjustment. It is not a quick fix, it's not a diet. I work with real food. I'm more of a holistic nutritionist. And I focus greatly on educating you because that's how you learn. And when you learn, then you're going to know. And when you know, then you're more likely to choose the right options going forward. So that's how I am different. I don't create or give out meal plans because I don't look at those as sustainable. I look at those as just something that you have one day and you don't have it the next day. But I want to educate you so that you have and you know what to do for now and going on to the future. Hopefully that makes sense. But my time is about up and I don't see any questions, so I'll go ahead and end this live. And as always, I super appreciate you being on and saying hi and letting me know where you're listening from. Let me know if you register. Do that up above for the workshop tonight. And then feel free to click the link for my free group and also book a call if there's anything that I can help you with. I'm here to serve you, and I appreciate your time that you spent with me here today. I wish you a beautiful Wednesday, and I will see you very soon again on another live. So have a beautiful day, my friends, and I'll see you again soon. Take care. Bye.